So we got a book coming out. It's called Mysteries of Candlekeep. You had a very specific task when it came to this book. What was that?
So for Candlekeep Mysteries, my responsibility specifically was to write the section about the keep and its environs and the people that live there. It's not the biggest part of the book by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a very vital part of the book that dungeon masters are going to be able to go back to and use over and over again as they're running those adventures.
So is it like a really thorough outline of like how Candlekeep itself works?
Basically, yeah. It's the key was to bring uh, the whole basically structure and all of the towers and everything to life with the people and the services. They have their own little commune inside Candlekeep, and so that they have their own tavern and they've got their own uh, blacksmith, and they've got their own like inn and places to stay and shops so you can go to buy curios and things. I mean, they literally have a gift shop, and they have their own bindery, right, where they bind books. And if you wanted to take a book, you can't just take one of their books, but you can take, with their permission, a book to the bindery and pay an exorbitant amount of money to have them copy it and bind a new copy for you.
Well, I'm very curious about the gift shop. What like is it all candle themed?
No. I mean, it's the kind of thing that you would need if you were like a resident in a library. You can go in there and you can buy clothing, robes, stuff like that. It's the sundries shop, really, and the gift part is really just, do you want to buy a book, and do you have the notation that says we're going to let you buy a book, and the book it is, and then that all gets taken care of for them, because the avowed, who are the librarians and monks that live there, are very possessive of their books. In fact, that's the price of admission, and that's a big section of what is in the Candlekeep section of the book, is talking about what it takes to actually get admission. And to get admission, you have to bring a work to them that they don't already have. And as you can imagine, in a library as extensive as Candlekeep, that is not a small feat at all. Finding a book that they don't have, finding out what they might need, and then bringing it is really hard. And then once you've brought it in there, you still only get a 10-day to hang out in the library, and then out you go.
Wow, high price.
Yeah, there's a premium on knowledge. But think of it as you should spend half of your 10-day doing your work that you wanted to do while you were in there, and if you get done early, right? You don't just leave. You go, okay, now I'm going to go spend the rest of my time schmoozing with all of the avowed, and you start making a list of the books that they want, because they know what they want, and you consider, this is my shopping list for coming back. Right?
Yeah.
Right? So you make friends, and then you go in, when you're in there, and find out what they want, and then you just keep your eyes open when you get back out there in the world, and you want to find stuff that you can bring to them.
Is there a danger there? Because the knowledge that could be kept in Candlekeep must be immensely powerful. I mean, there must be restricted books, right? Like, there can't, like, do they let anyone read, say, a guide on how to become a lich, to achieve lichdom or anything like that? Are there some books that will never be shown?
I think it's safe to say that while they are very pro, the proliferation of knowledge, that there are probably some books that they don't want you to have. Now, that said, we don't get into that a great deal in the book. I would rely on dungeon masters to be that kind of filter. They need to decide for their game what they're going to allow their players to get their hands on and what they're not, right? So that's a big part of the other part of the book, where they have these adventures, each one that centers around a specific book, and it gives dungeon masters out there not only adventures to put into their campaign, but some fantastic examples of what you could do with an adventure that centers around knowledge specifically. Um, and it will probably give dungeon masters a good idea of, like, as they're looking through them, what should I not let my players do? Because this could create a problem for me in my game. Like, just allowing your wizard to go in and learn how to become a lich, you know.
Probably a bad idea.
If that's a focus, yeah, if that's a focus of your game, cool.
It's probably not just sitting there in the like to put back in. Remember those like book carts where they haven't like put the books back.
Yeah, no, and it's not out on the open stand where they're like, "Hey, let me show off my book from Orcus on how to become a lich."
I'm just trying to gauge the level of security at Candlekeep for my own personal character. So
that's fair. The level of security in Candlekeep is extraordinarily high. Now, the Avowed, a great many of them are simple scholars and so forth. However, there are the masters and the speaker and these other folks in there that are literally just like, and there's like a whole host of archmages here. And if you screw up, it's a bad day for you. I mean, let's just say that they're not concerned about being invaded by Fae.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
And nor do I recall the last time a Thayan wizard was actually allowed in Candlekeep.
Thank you again to Chris Lindsay for the interview. The book comes out March 16th. That's The Mysteries of Candlekeep. I highly recommend it. Some amazing authors, really great adventures. It's a really fantastic book. If you're an old hat at D&D or you're just now wanting to get into it, this is a fantastic selection of adventures. If you want to support more of D&D videos like this, you can go to my Patreon page, or you can click on the Amazon affiliate link in this YouTube video description, and that'll help support more content like this. Thank you so much for watching.